up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who we come to be. We are love, we are one big family. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who we come to be. We are love, we are one big family. Hey, hey, yeah, 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 hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Hey, 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 hey. Up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who we come to be. We are love, we are one big family. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah. Hey, hey, hey.
Good morning. Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living in Santa Rosa. I'm Russ Legear, your assistant minister, and I'm so glad to be here with you today. Oh, and thank you to our wonderful band. Sorry. What can we do when confronted with darkness? Sometimes it can seem like the deck is stacked against us, that there isn't a clear path forward. The science of mind teaches us that at times like these, to pause, take a breath, and turn to the light within. And we call that light the living spirit. When we make a habit of turning to it and asking, Spirit within, what would you have me know and do? We bring ourselves in line with our spiritual nature. Whether you're in the room or you're watching online, please know you are welcome here, where we recognize the light of living spirit within all equally and diversely. Now, please join me in reading out loud our mission. The Center for Spiritual Living is a spiritual community that promotes global transformation through personal transformation. Our purpose is to awaken humanity to its spiritual magnificence. We are motivated by a compelling global vision that inspires us to bring the gifts of compassion, integrity, and loving kindness to the world through our programs and teaching. Together, we are helping create a world that works for everyone. And we embody this mission through our 5 spiritual practices. And would you please read those with me? Spiritual study, affirmative prayer, meditation, selfless service, and spiritual circulation. We'd now like to extend a very warm welcome to our first-time visitors. If it's your first time here, would you please stand as you're able or raise your hand? We'd love to bring you a flower and a welcome packet as a token of gratitude for joining us today. And if you're joining us for the first time online, let us know in the chat. I know that somewhere between the music, the meditation, the prayer, the practices, and the message today, you will find exactly what you need for the next step of your spiritual unfoldment. Please know you are very welcome here. Now, I invite you to sit back and relax as we move into a short time of silent contemplation, or enjoy some music before we move into a short time of silent contemplation and prayer.
There is only one life. That life is vast, expansive, spacious. It is the ground of all being. It is the creator of all. It shows up in many forms. It is the guider of many paths, all leading to oneness. It is love. It is beauty. It is harmony and joy. It is a divine connector, a connector to itself, a connector to each one of us, and a connector through each one of us to each other, revealing the wholeness that simply is. I am one of those creations, as is each one in this sanctuary and beyond. Each one of us, a gift in humanness, a divine center at our core, walking through our lives, showing the world who each of us is with that divine center, making everywhere a better place for everyone. I speak wholeness this morning for this service. I speak oneness for this service. I know that every part of this service is for someone in this sanctuary, in this universe. Each one of us taking what will serve us the best in this one moment today. And I simply am grateful. And I release this word into the law, which always acts on each of our behalves as it is directed. And together we say, and so it is. Amen. Good morning. My name is Peggy Weber. I'm a practitioner here at the center, loving every minute of this life. Would you please join me in reading the affirmation on the board? My inner light leads me with courage and clarity, and so it is.
I wanna live in the world, not inside my head. I wanna live in the world. I wanna stand and be counted with the hopeful and the willing, with the open and the strong, with the voices in the darkness, fashioning daylight out of song, and the millions of lovers alive in the world. I wanna live in the world, not behind some wall. I wanna live in the world where I will hear if another voice should call to the prisoner within me, to the captive of my doubt, who among his fantasies harbors the dream of breaking out and taking his chances alive in the world. To open my eyes and wake up alive in the world. To open my eyes and finally arrive in the world. with its beauty and its cruelty, with its heartbreak and its joy, with its constantly giving birth to life and to forces that destroy, and the infinite power of change alive in the world. To open my eyes and wake up alive in the world, to open my eyes and finally arrive in the world, to open my eyes and wake up alive in the world, to open my eyes and finally arrive in the world.
Good morning. Again, thank you, Christopher and Atreyu and Brett and Nick, for that beautiful song. On August 5th, 2010, 33 Chilean miners were trapped 2,300 feet underground when a massive block of rock collapsed, blocking their only path out. And the situation, it was dire. They tried to escape along the air ventilation shafts, but they couldn't because the shafts that were supposed to have had ladders installed in them for this very reason did not. And when they looked at the supplies in their emergency shelter, they found only some packages of cookies, bottles of water, milk, some of which was spoiled, and cans of tuna. That supply was supposed to have been 2 days' worth of food for 25 men, and it was far short. And on top of this, their flashlight batteries were slowly draining, and once those were dead, they would be completely in the dark. These miners were so far from home and so difficult to rescue that they might as well have been in outer space. And it would be hours before anyone on the surface even knew that this tragedy had happened. Luckily, though, a single miner was on the other side of the rock that collapsed the entrance and was able to report what had happened. But the miners knew just how difficult their situation was because, after all, it was their job to drill deep into the earth. So they knew that their rescue was not a sure thing. I'm happy to tell you, though, that they were able to connect to their inner light, and it's that inner light that helped them to survive long enough to be rescued. And today's talk is called Navigating Darkness with Light. And the story of the 33, as they began calling themselves, has taught me something very important. Their story shows me that when situations feel dark, when they feel unsurvivable, to stay strong by looking toward the light. They show me that it's that light that can guide me home, even when I may feel trapped in the very depths of my being. Now, the story of the 33, I think, really begins with their shift manager, Louis Urzua, who, when he learned of the collapse, he gathered all of his men together in that emergency refuge, and he told them that as of this moment, he was no longer their boss. They were all equals. And all major decisions would be a majority vote. And he helped them to organize their meager resources so that everything was shared equally. And there's a spiritual lesson here, and one of the most important that I've learned. What Louis Urzua demonstrated is how important it is to accept the reality of the darkness before we're able to take our first steps into the light. Now, he could have succumbed to the fear that I'm sure that he was feeling in that moment. He could have shut down. He could have tried to maintain control like a dictator. But by accepting the direness of the situation, including the true danger that him and his men might give up hope of rescue, well, he knew that there's no way they were going to survive unless they all worked together as equals. And in my experience, it's that acceptance that's the key to finding my way through the darkness. You may have heard this phrase around our center: what you resist persists. Yes. And this is something that 12-step programs have known since there have been 12-step programs. The very first step is acceptance. But why is that? Well, it's pretty hard to do something about a challenge if I'm pretending that that challenge is not happening. So accepting what's true accomplishes a few critical things. First, it grounds me in reality. And when I'm grounded in reality, I can see what's happening, and then I can choose my next steps. So acceptance helps me remember that I've always got the power of choice. And it calms me down enough that I can open up to possibilities. And then rather than seeing only a blocked path before me, I can better see what choices are available. And it might seem counterintuitive, but acceptance actually helps me feel less afraid. And while it might seem like looking at the darkness, looking at the frightening situation would make me more afraid, it actually reduces it when I accept it, because I find that much of my fear about the darkness comes simply from the darkness being an unknown. But when I accept that situation, I'm making a choice to really know it, to try to understand it. And it's in that understanding that the unknown becomes known. And that helps to light a path before me. And this is exactly what happened with the 33. Once Louis Urzua brought his men together, he helped them accept their situation, accept what had happened, so that they could then set to the hard work that they would need to do to survive. And that work, it paid off. His men were so creative in solving the problems before them. They were able to solve their water problem by using the industrial water that was used to cool their mining equipment. Even though it contained oil to lubricate the machinery, it was in fact drinkable. And one of the miners had experience as an electrician, and he found a way to charge their flashlights from the generators that were in their mining equipment. And so once they were able to do this, they did this wonderful thing. They set up an artificial night and day with their flashlights so that the psychological toll of being trapped 2,300 feet underground wouldn't be quite so big. And that night and day gave them a sense of normalcy so that they could then build a routine. And part of this routine was taking care of each other. And I think that's the most important thing they did, because it's no surprise to me that many of the men did succumb to the fear of their situation. But towards the beginning, they made a pact to take care of one another and to provide support whenever someone might be succumbing to fear. And one of the miners, Mario Gomez, who was the oldest of their group, he organized a chapel and a shrine adorned with statues of Christian saints. And Jose Enriquez, who they began calling the pastor, he led the group in prayer every single day. And it was the very first thing that they did when they woke up. And so they did everything that they could to remain in a mindset of possibility, to not succumb to despair. And it's this conscious choice to focus on what's possible that reminds me of times in my life when I've had to navigate the darkness. Now, I've not been in a situation that threatened my life like the experience that the 33 had. And luckily, few of us find ourselves trapped under 1,000 feet of rock. More likely, the dark situations are those challenges that our minds and our emotions bring up in our everyday lives. Sometimes the weight of the world can feel like it's on our shoulders, even if it isn't the weight of a few thousand tons of rock. So I recall a time in my life when I felt trapped, as though a boulder had blocked the path home to my heart. And I didn't think that there was going to be any way out. And I was working in information technology at the time, and installing servers and supporting a paper company in the Midwest, and I wasn't growing there. I didn't feel attached to that job, and I didn't see any upward mobility. I didn't see myself growing, and I was afraid that I was going to end up in this job for the rest of my life. So it was a depressing time for me. Even when I would look for a new job, I found that I felt unworthy of better work because I was judging myself for not having the skills and the talents and the experience that I thought that I needed to move up. And so because of that, it was hard for me to see the opportunities that were before me. And to make matters worse, I had around 2 to 3 hours every day to ruminate on my situation because I had a round-trip commute from my home in the north side of Chicago to my work in the suburbs. But it was on one of those commutes, it turns out, that everything changed. Because one day I found myself trapped behind an endless procession of Metra commuter trains. And this was because I was trying to take the secret shortcut way home. Because at that hour, nobody took the highway home. It's just bumper-to-bumper traffic. So I was stuck behind this Metra train, and one train would go by, and the instant it was gone, another one would show up and stop and let its people off and put its people on, and then it would go and another one would show up. All the while, the ding, 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 ding is still going on, each one of those dings making my mind just a little bit more crazy. So as my blood pressure was rising in this moment, every single time a train would stop again, I remembered something. I remembered something that I had learned in my Science of Mind classes. I remembered that the best time, it turns out, to use spiritual mind treatment is when I am faced with the darkness. In this case, my darkness looked like a commute that I hated, a job that was going nowhere, and a mind that was numb to possibility. And so I prayed. Let me tell you, being trapped for half an hour behind endless commuter trains is a great time for prayer. And so I used my prayer to remember that Spirit is infinite. And I remember that I'm a part of that infinite creativity, and that meant that infinite possibilities were before me. I affirmed that I was worthy of the kind of job that I wanted, that I had the skills and the talents and the experience. I affirmed that I was in a better paying job that I loved, doing IT work for an organization that I knew was working to make the world a better place, and that had an easy commute. And I affirmed these things over and over as I was on my long drive home. And this spiritual mind treatment, it did something wonderful. It helped me to accept my present situation. The acceptance came from me finally realizing just how much the situation I was in was not working for me. And that even though it would probably feel uncomfortable and scary for me to make a change, that discomfort and that fear is a very small price to pay to live a better life. And that spiritual mind treatment also helped me to feel the positive emotions that were present in all of those possibilities. And I find that to be the key to an effective spiritual mind treatment. It doesn't lie in the flowery and poetic words that we might use. Rather, it is more important that the words we use are able to bring up those good feelings within us, the same feelings that we would have when we get what it is that we desire. And it's that feeling that gives a spiritual mind treatment the fuel that it needs to change our thinking. And that's what we're using it for, to change our thinking about whatever that situation is. So fast forward, around 3 weeks later, on that very same commute, it turns out, I got a call. It was from an IT recruiter who had found my resume online, and he started to just describe a job opportunity to me. And it turns out that this was a job that would grow my experience and it would challenge me. And it was for one of the largest school districts in the world. So I knew that my efforts would directly support teachers and students. I felt pretty good about that. The pay was significantly higher than I was making at the time. And on top of that, the office was in downtown Chicago, which meant I could take a very easy 30-minute train ride and not have to deal with all of this traffic. In fact, my benefits even covered that train pass. But best of all, something else that I had been doing in this time was looking for a new apartment. And after I'd interviewed for this job and been accepted to it, I also moved into a new apartment that, it turns out, the rent was $500 less a month for a better apartment. In fact, I moved into that apartment the very Sunday before my very first Monday working at Chicago Public Schools. And that apartment was a short 5-minute walk to a short 20-minute train ride that got off right in front of my office. So if you ever wonder whether or not spiritual mind treatment works, you might try it the next time that you're stuck in traffic. Now, I want to be clear here that the way that I tell this story, it might sound like this all magically fell in my lap, but the whole time that I was praying, I was also updating my resume online. I was looking at job postings, I was interviewing, and I was hunting for a new apartment. Each one of these actions, it was a choice for me to remain in the light of what I knew was possible. All the spiritual mind treatment was a tool that I could use to open me to these possibilities and give me the motivation that I needed to make the right choices that led to what it is that I truly wanted. And that brings me to another important point. Sometimes it can take time to find light within the darkness. I say that partially for myself because I can be a bit impatient. But I have to tell you, I didn't get that new job the moment that I finished my prayers like that. And well, it turns out that the 33, they were not rescued right away either. In fact, it would be 17 days before the topside rescue crews were able to make contact with the 33. In fact, by that time, they were seriously thinking that the 33 had perished. It had been so long. But they made contact. And it was then that they were able to devise a way to get them the much needed food, water, medicine, supplies through those same air ventilation shafts. But they weren't done. In fact, it would be 69 days in total before the men were finally rescued. And this was because of just how dangerous and challenging it was to drill down 2,300 feet to get to where they were trapped. 69 days in darkness, completely dependent on the efforts of those above, completely dependent on the care and the support that they shared with each other. But they were rescued. And I believe that they found their way home because not only did the 33 hold on to that light together, but so did their families topside. Because as time progressed, the families of the miners began to camp outside of the mining entrance. And they would advocate every single day for their rescue. And they would come together and support each other. And their light shone so brightly that they garnered national, international attention. And they even managed to get NASA to help design the capsule that was used to lift the miners out when they were finally able to drill into where they were located. And that brings me to this closing point. And for me, it's perhaps the most important. I know that I can't always see the light within me. Sometimes the darkness, it's too great. The situation is too big. And that's when I know that it's so important that I get help from others who are able to see that light within me when I cannot. And this is exactly what the 33 and all those who came together to rescue them were doing. They took care of each other, and in so doing, they saw the light within each other. And that helped to motivate one another on this path toward rescue, each of them sharing their light until it was so bright that it couldn't be ignored. And that's why our center is here, because we know that sometimes life is just too much, but we can offer the help with that. It's why we have after-service prayer. It's why we have practitioner sessions. It's why we have classes. It's why we have Sunday services like this, so that we can shine our light together and uplift anybody who might be stuck in the darkness. So the 33 proved to me that no matter how hopeless the situation, there's always an opportunity to bring light. It's not always easy, but I think it's a necessary step if we are going to embrace brighter days. And so in the days and weeks to come, I invite you to consider what it would mean for you to accept the challenging situations in your life, bring them the light of your heart. If you're not finding that light in your heart, then find the light in someone else's heart to help you. And then ground yourself in patience and community as you take your first steps out of the darkness. I know it doesn't matter how far down the well of darkness that we might have fallen, there's always the light of Spirit within you, within me, that can help us to find our way out. And so let's take that into spiritual practice. And so I invite you to take a deep breath and turn within. And allow your awareness to drop from your head down to your heart center. And imagine that in the center of your being is a light. Maybe that light looks like a flame, maybe it looks like the sun, whatever it looks like. Just allow yourself to recognize that spirit within you, that living spirit. Know that that light is there within you, and know that it can, like a lighthouse, always guide you home. And there is only one life, one creative power. It is everything, everywhere, endlessly creating from the self-givingness of its love. This power is wholeness and peace and light. And I am one with this infinite creative power. Its creative nature is present in every aspect of my being. The wholeness and peace and light of Spirit are part of my nature. I embrace this wholeness and this peace. I let this light inform all that I say and all that I do. Knowing the power of the light within me, I accept the truth of any darkness I perceive. In the presence of the light, I know I will always be guided out of darkness. The light within me motivates me to step boldly forward through the darkness, knowing that in the embrace of this divine light, I am always safe. I am grateful for this light within me. I am grateful for this light within all of us. I am grateful for wholeness and peace. I release my word into the law of mind that has already acted upon all that I've said, shining its light brightly toward a better tomorrow. And so it is. I invite us all to take a nice deep breath, breathing in, let out a big sigh. We use our breath to help us to transition to our practice of spiritual circulation, where we have an opportunity to financially support our center. And please know that we're so grateful for all of the gifts that you share with this community, because it truly does take a village. And I know that as we bring our financial gifts together, we are able to shine our light brighter for Sonoma County and beyond. So if you choose to give financially today, we have a number of ways you can give. You can go on our website, cslsr.org/donate. We have text to give that makes it very fast and easy to give on your phone. And I also want to mention that we have the Oliver's Community Card program, where if you shop at Oliver's regularly, you can go to their customer service desk and get a card that you can scan every time you go through the checkout aisle, and then a portion of your purchase will come back to support our center. And that shows up for us as, I believe it's over $10,000 a year worth of support, so it's quite substantial. So if you're not doing that now, we have pre-filled out forms for you over by the pamphlets on your way out of the social hall today. And today we will pass the basket. So I invite our ushers to stand, and I invite you to hold your gift close to your heart as a symbol of your heart connection to this community, and repeat after me. I bless my gift. I send it forth to heal and prosper. It does wonderful work in the world. And so it is. Ushers, please receive the gift.
There's a part for you to play in this. Say it. You know it. Om Namo Bhagavate. Om Namo Bhagavate. Vasudevaya, Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate, Om Namo Bhagavate. Vasudevaya, Vasudevaya. O divine infinite one, O divine infinite one, I lean into you, I lean into you. O divine infinite one, O divine infinite one, I lean into you, I lean into you. Rama, 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 Sitaram, 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 Rama, Sitaram. O divine infinite one, O divine infinite one, I lean into you, I lean into you. O divine infinite one, O divine infinite one, I lean into you, I lean into you. Rama, 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 Sitaram, Rama, Sitaram, Rama, Sitaram, Rama, Sitaram, Rama, Sitaram, Rama, Sitaram, Rama, Sitaram. Om Namo Bhagavate, Om Namo Bhagavate. Vasudevaya, Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate, Om Namo Bhagavate. Vasudevaya. wide, infinite one. I lean into you. I lean into
Thank you again for all the gifts that you share. Thanks again, Trey and Chris and Brett and Nick. Our arts and crafts fundraiser was yesterday, and it has generated approximately, as of what I was told this morning, $6,800 for our center. So today, we want to say thank you to our creative team for all of the hard work putting this together. Janet Dupree, Jewel Shield, Daniel Celador, Dale Jewell. We also want to give a special thank you to Bob Hart, who helped to hang all of the art on the walls. And of course, we want to thank all of the volunteers who helped with the event, everybody who donated food and cooked and baked, and all of the volunteers who staffed our bookstore. Also, I want to thank everybody who donated something to help support this event, because it would not have happened without your generosity. So thank you. It's made a big difference in supporting this community, and you can still buy some of the things that are out there today. Anything that does not have a red dot on it is still available. So head on over to the info desk if you'd like to take something home, and there's a bunch of wonderful crafts out there. What can we do when it feels like all around us is darkness and there isn't any light to guide us home? Well, there are times when, or these are the times rather, when we can remember that that light within us can never be extinguished. And this is a light that you can find and you can share in our upcoming pre-winter solstice service that's happening this Wednesday, December 17 at 7 p.m. And it'll be right here in the sanctuary. And in this, we'll shed any fears of the dark, bringing the light of electric votive candles, beautiful music, and the light within our hearts. And you'll also have an opportunity to release any challenges or burdens in the past in a burning ceremony. And the spirit of Christmas, it brings many things. It brings hope, joy, inspiration, and community. And we embrace these things each year at our Christmas Eve candle lighting service. And this is a sacred time at our center where we come together to enjoy inspiring music from Christopher Fritchie and our center choir, who we are getting ready for. We like putting it up ahead of time because it builds anticipation. And we will share a Christmas message and the opportunity for you to light a candle to represent the love in your heart for anything that you like. So join us at 6 p.m. or 8 p.m. here in the sanctuary, and we'll also live stream the 6 p.m. service. So if you're not able to make it, you can join that service, light your own candle at home. And if you want to have easier parking, be sure to come to the 8 p.m. service, because the 6 p.m. service fills up very quickly. Also, I want to take this opportunity to remind you that for these services, we also have the gravel parking lot that's on this side of the building, as well as the AT&T parking lot that's on this side of the building. So if you cannot find any in the main parking lots, you can also park over there. And we'll have signs out to let you know that. Now, Christmas morning isn't just about opening presents. It's a time of joy spent with family and with friends, and it's a time where we can share the gift of our love with all those around us. And that's what you can experience with Reverend Tara on our Christmas morning Zoom service. And there will be music, inspiration, community, and a Zoom room filled with friendship and love. So head on over to our website at 10 a.m. Pacific time on Christmas Day, and there you will find the Zoom link to join the service. Our global vision states that we envision a world in which we live and grow as one global family that respects and honors the interconnectedness of all life. For me, that is the very definition of peace, and it's what we meditate on at our annual World Peace Meditation that happens on December 31st at 4 a.m. in person right here at the center. So join us in this annual tradition, which I believe is going on 26 years now, to meditate with people all around the world for peace. Finally, our Nurturing Our Community team wants to let you know that our next round of events is fast approaching because 2026 is fast approaching. And so you'll have the opportunity next month beginning to sign up as a host for an event that helps to support our center. And then after we have our events, you will have an opportunity to bid on those events. And I can tell you the bidding was fierce this year. So make sure that you bid early and you bid often. So get ready for some really joyful and creative events with warm connections and your CSLSR friends. Our nonprofit partner for the month of December is the YWCA of Sonoma County, and here we have a video from them that describes the services they offer. So be sure to visit them at their table and the social hall on your way out if you'd like to learn more, and thank them for all the good work that they're doing.
Hello, and welcome to the presentation on YWCA Sonoma County. Deeply rooted in Sonoma County since 1976, we have been the domestic violence service provider. We also offer childcare services and therapy services for families experiencing trauma. Essentially, there are three pillars of our programming: domestic violence, childcare, and counseling. Our vision is for every family in Sonoma County to live healthy, productive lives and be safe in their own homes. We operate Sonoma County's 24/7 domestic violence crisis hotline. It's the only one in our community, and we do so from inside the walls of Sonoma County's only confidential safe house shelter. YWCA has 3 child care programs in 2 locations, and we're especially proud of a Special Place Therapeutic Preschool here in Santa Rosa, the only one of its kind in the county, and only a handful in the state of California, providing on-site therapy services for the students in our care. Therapy services play an important and essential role in long-term healing. That's why YWCA has individual counseling as well as family therapy and workshops in support groups. YWCA seeks the support of our local community to join our mission and help spread the word on who we are and what it is we do. Help us increase awareness by telling just 3 friends about YWCA's important role in our community. You can find us on social media, and if you could introduce us to more communities like yours in Sonoma County, we'd be grateful to make a presentation to them as well. Thank you for your attention to this brief presentation. You can learn more about us at ywcasc.org. And today, at the end of this presentation, a representative of our agency will be on hand. We'd be glad to answer any questions and look forward to the chance to meet you. Thank you.
It is time to bring our service to a close, so I invite you to stand as you are able and repeat after me. Something wonderful is happening through me right now. It is this thing called life. Life is in my mind, life is in my body, and life is in my affairs. I think it, I feel it, and I accept it, just the way that it is, and just the way that it is not. Thank you, life. Know with me that you're never alone, that Spirit is right where you are, that you have only to look within at any moment to know that you're guided, sustained, and empowered by a presence that expresses itself as you in this world. In deepest gratitude, let us live our lives accordingly so that in everything that we do and say and think, we honor this presence within. And so it is. Enjoy the closing music and have a wonderful week.
So let there be peace. I am a stand for peace. Let there be love. I am a stand for love. Let there be joy. I am a stand for joy. We are making a new world now. Let there be peace. I am a stand for peace. Let there be love. I am a stand for love. Let there be joy. I am a stand for joy. We are making a new world now. So let there be peace. I am a stand for peace. Let there be love. I am a stand for love. Let there be joy. I am a stand for joy. We are making